Hello everyone and welcome back to the 3T Path channel. My name is Giridhari, and today I want to answer you a very common question I get. Can we kill cockroaches? How to deal with insects and the like in the life of a yogi who's trying to practice non-violence, Ahimsa. So it's kind of a funny question, but it's actually an important question. And behind this question to answer, we have to talk about very important principles laid out by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Basically, two guiding principles in this question: Ahimsa, non-violence, and dharma, which is duty. These are going to be the two guiding principles to decide about these matters. So, first of all, what's the idea of Ahimsa? Ahimsa means it's translated as non-violence. What's the idea? Why is it non-violence? Why is it just never hurting anyone? Because it means that you accept that there is a need to commit violence at some point. There is a need to harm others. For example, when you're having your little salad, you killed the carrot, you killed the lettuce. You had to kill it to eat it. So there's violence right there. It's not unavoidable. You had to kill those beings. And so there is a level of violence, but we're trying to reduce the violence as much as possible. That's what we're doing. We don't have the illusion that we can go through life without harming anything or anyone. We are, but we just want to reduce that as much as possible. So that's the principle of Ahimsa. That's why, for example, we have a plant-based diet in the path of yoga. In the past they used to have milk as well, but these days we can just make it a plant-based diet, because the level of violence involved in killing a carrot, a lettuce, corn, whatever, rice, is much less than that of killing a cow, a pig, and a chicken, because those have higher levels of consciousness, a more advanced nervous system. They have a nervous system so they can feel pain, they suffer the conditions. So it's like a completely different situation. It's like when you have surgery and the doctor gives you, he puts you in a vegetative state so that you don't feel anything. Your heart gets pulled out, to put another way, and you don't feel anything. So the plants are naturally in that very low state of consciousness, so they don't feel so much pain. They'll feel much less pain than, of course, a higher consciousness animal. So we're practicing Ahimsa by lowering the amount of violence, but we don't fool ourselves into thinking there's no violence. And that's why, on the topic of food, I'm going to go back to the cockroaches later. That's why in Bhagavad Gita and Krishna says the importance of offering our food. So that's why we, as yogis, we only eat prasad. We only eat food that's first offered to God, and then we eat that food, prasad. Because if you don't offer the food, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, then you're only eating papa, sin, very heavy karma, because you killed the carrot, you killed the lettuce. So there's a heavy karma involved even on that level. So that's why we have to offer the food. And you can't offer chicken and meat, because Krishna doesn't eat these things. He only accepts food in sattva, because he doesn't want to see unnecessary violence. So behind this Ahimsa principle is dharma. The dharma, the duty I have to, for example, keep my body fit and healthy. I have to feed my body. So I have the dharma, the duty, and I have to practice my duty in the guide of Ahimsa. Now, we can expand that to all other aspects of life. So, for example, you have your household, and you have to protect the health of yourself, your children, your family, and protect your household from the invasion of little creatures that might bring disease, that might eat your food, spoil things, so, or even bite your, poisonous bites or something. So you have to protect yourself. So again, you have the duty, dharma, to protect your household, yourself, your children, your family from these little creatures. And then Ahimsa, how can I do that with the least amount of violence? That's the guiding principles. Minimize impact, minimize suffering. That's the guiding principle of a yogi. Again, not the illusion that I'm never going to cause any impact, I'm not going to hurt anyone. No, I will. That's just life, but I want to minimize that impact. So what can I do to minimize? So that's what guides you. Should you kill the cockroach? Well, Is there like something less you could is there like a less violent solution? Can you seal your house better so they don't even come in the first place? Can you use some natural means of making them want to not get close to your house? Or can you get the, invading little creature and throw it out the window? So you can study and see if there are like lesser violent options. And of course, we can apply that then also on a larger scale. Society. Okay, we have to protect society, so then you need police. But can the police be less violent? Can they minimize their violence to perform the duty of protecting society? And of course, you can expand it further, the whole country. We have to protect the country. Do we need military forces? Yes. But can we minimize their impact? Can we use the least amount possible of military force and killing it? So that's just the guiding principle, which of course, if the world followed, would make the world a much nicer place. It's not just about cockroaches. The question about cockroaches opens up this very important topic of Ahimsa and dharma and how to perform both as well as you can. Let me know if that makes sense to you. If you have any questions, leave your questions below, and have your rest of your day with lots of peace and lots of love.